So gotta kill the fear. So why I can just be myself. This probably won't see the light of the day, but I have watched it, Miraculous, and I had been have those visions, images of myself talking here, and I don't have a plan, but sure know that I have a lot to say, and I want to have a place where I can just express everything that I have learned throughout these years, and hopefully I can reach someone that feel the same, because sometimes we are on the bed and everything seems so natural, perfect, and that's what I want people to feel the time I speak or go draw a team. And right now it's just really trying out, but maybe this the time I finally just start to talk of all that I've been working. But let's go back to what I started with. Why I can just be myself. That's the song Marnette sing in her moment that she's asked Adrian. If you know me, you know that I love Miracles. It's my favorite word of all times. One of the, because I have of words that I like very much and inspires me to create this world of my own that I will speak more about the universe of angels. And much of my projects I keep to myself, and I know this is the time I prepare something and have videos about them, explaining how was the process, and the mythology, the spiritual context, ideas, concepts, visual concepts that I build in, and why I can just be myself, and why I can just be myself. We usually we think about someone else when you feel you don't got what is needed to do it, or you need more preparation, or you think whatever you think what other people you think about you. But and precisely be myself is really just talk stuff out and have those visions very clear, and I want people to know it very well. And the article I was writing was about the documentary of the angels, from Victoria's Secret, and I know this stuff is a little heavy, and I am just going right through the fantastic thing, the story, or visual thing, and I put aside the rest. Victoria, it has a story behind it, and the aesthetics from the time Barbie had been doing this for decades, and this really sticked out for me that Wexner is creating a brand is make a move, and I believe in them very much. That he using visualization for the process, and this is fantastic. I think this is the very point why it remained in your subconscious mind. It is very powerful. I know it in the moment, it really in the end of their days, but the angels is very fun to me. It's something I love because I was playing. Let's use Batman, and he's made in your culture, and we associate things to him. The billionaire status playboy. It took very different forms throughout the years. Many actors brought out many different and how to say that, perspectives and little details. It just reached him and give more depth for the character itself. But what I'm talking is the physical points, that is the black shades, the structure of his body for martial arts, for this type of training, and associate these lines and shapes to him, his attire as a hero and part of the high society. So we have this image very clear, and if it's different in a certain form, we probably won't remember it. We need something very clear, and the angels is it in a sense. Is like, if the angels is not with the wings, the posture, the stance, the very thing they do in the catwalk, on the catwalk, probably it wouldn't stick out for us as it did. And that this also that the fashion world is not about good and bad. It wants to break rules and think beyond your mindsets. Everything we have structure in a sense. Your paradigms, they want to destroy it and borrow it anew. So you would ask yourself, why would the angels think of aspects in society concerns? So I'm trying to go to a place where you see it in a fantastical way. If a part of the fashion world, you probably see the whole thing in a sharp perspective. You see what is connected with this and that, and look on history. But if you, for example, just there to give support to someone you love, one of the models, you are a fan, so you are probably just focused on the person, not the clothes itself. And when you are professional, the focus is on the collections. So if you just take that and put somewhere else, I did talk about Victoria's story, and it was more likely something you would connect at that time. Like, the styles are very aesthetic of these days, and you know, uh, Korean and antique, elegant, chic, or this stuff like that. I don't remember much of, but I really like the way they put voiceovers, and the whole idea of doing this in move-like stories is just the best thing of all things. The angels, for us to gravitate to them, and they being so clear in your minds, it's the potential that we have within them. We can feel in their skins. It's not about a person, it's not about the clothes they're wearing, it's the whole concept, the idea of their wings, of the distance, the movement, and the whole catwalk is a ritual. And the very thing they did was to put music to recreate something on cycles, and we work with that very well. So we had already had in the time, but it's something different when you create a character image you can stick out. Because of that, the models had the same structure, but at the same time they stick out for image of them. They were not someone, they were not identity, they were something greater. And this is why many people was around it, and it stills within us. You can just think yourself like in the skin. Imagine yourself, I put this, they are a part of me, of myself, a part of us, and it's the shapes, it's the forms. They had no face, they just And when you put yourself in their bodies, you see the big wings, you see the wavy long hair, and an expression of a certain part of yourselves. When you see whatever a performance, they are expressing feelings that a crowd is going through, watching movies, going to shows, and the whole thing is just a ritual. And when I say ritual, I'm talking of your culture as music, dancing, sharing was part of your connection with nature and the cycles. And this is the way we find within your time to create something is not the same, but will remain appearing the coming years, next decades, because we need something like that. And they do something with patterns that when we look, we know exactly what it is. So the image bring onto your minds is very clear, and that's what I am talking about. It's just fantastical way, and we like to see stuff like that because we like to see people just being themselves, and they had no, and their expression was being silent. You see them laugh, you see the movement on the catwalk, and this is just amazing. It's not meant to be someone for someone propriety. It's just really the stuff when we write it. It's public now. It's not yours anymore. And don't belongs to ideas of beauty either. So breaking it and you don't have anymore the angels lose its effect and its power. It's really not about, I'm not saying that we are not meant to change, we need to change. It's the way we live in this world, and we're meant to live in this world, constant change, and be aware of that. But what I am talking is really those stories, like Barbie, DC Comics, Miraculous. Their backstory never changes. It can take different forms, but changing it and changing the sometimes it take a different timeline like Spider-Man, but in case of each structure and image, I talked many times, but a character it cannot change colors or shapes because it's imprinted on your mind. If you want to associate different things in your idea, like Spider-Man, and create different ones, we have to change totally their image, their hair, their lines, their structure, the pose. And I think that's the very thing that Miracles really awakened in me. This Adrian is basically a character that I really care about. I have going deep with him and why he do the things that he does and what he really wants. Still cannot figure it out him well yet, which is weird because 5 seasons and I still don't know what he was for sure. But I have my theories and not going that right now. But it's odd that it's so connected with angels because it's fashion and Marina is so about fashion, and just stuff like that happen in my life really like on a daily basis. So I really see things connecting with each other in ways that absolutely out of my mind, and will have my time. But one of many characters within the archangels have associations with the fashion world because the very idea of it is explain why I like to say that we express many characters within a lifetime, which I call the assimilations, perspectives we hold for a certain period of time in different circumstances, and I have been doing this using characters to tell something that was a way I see the world. So I will keep coming back to it, and within the cycles they will take different themes, but they will remain the same because their shapes and colors associated with them. So I think they just will not die, and I want to use it to say why you don't give a chance yourself to just be like the angels, take the form and change the way you speak, the way you see yourself, and impersonate them, and discover a part of yourself that you not know about yet is there. But sometimes we have to use a different way, a different approach. We have to try out many things, and I have found my own way to be just myself. And Adrian reminds me that sometimes we just want to be ourselves, and to be yourself sometimes it can mean speaking what is going through your mind. And if someone wants to hear you, or you have something that will help to get the person to the state they need to achieve something. And this is the very purpose of everything I do, everything I want people to feel. And it's about the characters, and the ages is really the connection I need. The thing that fashion where everything is possible, and everything that I create really have a concept, and I clothes and colors and things we can get clear on your minds. Hopefully all of this makes sense, but to really see that and realize that, and you just have to talk something that I know very well, that you mastered. And then just is a thing I can connect, but throughout time I will have many more examples and many more ways to keep retelling, to keep providing this type of information, because I really know this is how I need to move in this world. The more I speak, the more easy it will become. Some of your thoughts that you have and ideas that come to you, and you probably will not accept it in time, probably won't accept it as a whole, but it will keep coming back for you. One time you're gonna realize I have to let go and just do the thing. And if you're there, I really wish to say thank you, and I'll make my best to give me the motivation and to get clear of things. But I really enjoy it. I think the angels, Adrian, all these connections is telling me this, that we can have a plan, but the way we're meant to live in this world is just fluidity. Is just go with it and listen to your intuition, stick to it, and keep the imagines alive, and you'll get there.